Greg Pickle, it's been a while since I had a chance to talk to you about Penn State recruiting.
Indeed.
As the Lions get ready to play Maryland this week in Baltimore. So let's talk a little bit about the 2016 class and also the 2017 class. I believe Penn State, the 2016 class stands at 20 verbals, and there is a bit of news involving a target Florida wideout. Is it
Tradenixon.
Tradenixon, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So Penn State hasn't had too much going on in the class of 2016 since the season started. Andrew Pritz committed back in August, and that's been about it, which is about as expected. I mean, here's the kids are going to wait until they take officials or until the signing day itself to decide. But 247 Sports and Scout are both reporting that Tradenixon, the four-star receiver from Florida, that Penn State's been on since the Stetson University satellite camp last year. Wants to decide by the end of October. Penn State's in the mix for him, along with Ole Miss, Auburn, Florida, and a couple other schools. He's a kid he's the wide receiver they wanted in this class. The problem is he hasn't taken an official visit to Penn State yet. Many thought he would for the Michigan game. If he decides before that and doesn't visit Penn State, it's really hard to see them landing him despite the work that they've done to try and get him back to campus.
Yeah, I think there's also some stuff to talk about with regard to a couple of Penn State verbals that took visits to Michigan. I believe it was when they played Northwestern, and it's the kicker, Norton, and also Vert Hill, a corner that's really kind of made a name for himself at some of these camps. What are you hearing about those two?
Yeah, Vert Hill is the one guy I get asked about endlessly. I get 2 or 3 questions from you guys about him a week. There's not a whole lot new there. He visited Michigan. Everyone knew he was going to visit Michigan for games this year. His brother Delano plays there. He's been in contact with Jim Harbaugh on that staff. It's going to be a sweat for Penn State to keep him in this class. Obviously, they're going to try and get him back up for the Michigan game when they play at Penn State. Penn State maybe will get a weekend to sort of woo him, but it's going to be a sweat with him. And sort of the same with Quinn Norton, though. I sort of like Penn State's chances less with him. I sort of think he ends up at Michigan when all is said and done, but he's another kid, too, that Penn State would like to get him back on campus. If it does, its chances of keeping him increase that much more.
Yeah, and I think especially the Norton kid, it's important because Penn State's kicking game just has not been very good.
Yeah.
Franklin was talking about it again on Tuesday. I mean, they passed on a field goal attempt against Ohio State because of the low trajectory, I think.
Yeah.
He said with regard to with Joey Julius, and the punting itself has just been, that was a huge deal with regard to field position against Ohio State. That it just hasn't been good. So I really think a kid like Quinn Norton is an important kid for Penn State.
Yeah, he is. I think Penn State has to get him. I think they'll do whatever they can to get him. We'll have to see how it plays out.
All right, that's it on the recruiting front.